Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. The animal I really dig above all others is the pig. Pigs are noble. Pigs are clever. Pigs are courteous. However, now and then, to break this rule, one meets a pig who is a fool. What, for example, would you say if, strolling through the woods one day, right there in front of you saw a pig who'd built his house of straw? The wolf, who saw it, licked his lips and said, "That pig has had his chips. Little pig, let me come in." "No, no, no, by the hairs on my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." The little pig began to pray, but Wolfie blew his house away. He shouted, "Bacon, pork and ham, oh what a lucky wolf I am." And though he ate the pig quite fast, he carefully kept the tail till last. Wolf wandered on, a trifle bloated, surprise, for soon he noted another house for little pigs, and this one had been built of twigs. Little pig, let me come in." "No, no, no, by the hairs on my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." The wolf said, "Okay, here we go," and then he began to blow, and little pig began to squeal. He cried, "Oh wolf, you've had one meal, why can't we talk and make a deal?" The wolf replied, "Not on your Nelly," and soon the pig was in his belly. "Two juicy little pigs," Wolf cried, "but still I'm not quite satisfied. I know how full my tummy's bulging, but oh how I adore indulging." So, creeping quietly as a mouse, the wolf approached another house, a house which also had inside a little piggy trying to hide. "You'll not get me," the piggy cried. "I'll blow you down," the wolf replied. "You'll need," pig said, "a lot of puff, and I don't think that you've got enough." Wolf huffed and puffed and blew. The house stayed up as good as new. "If I can't blow it down," Wolf said, "I'll have to blow it up instead. I'll come back in the dead of night and blow it up with dynamite." Pig cried, "You brute, I might have known." Then, picking up the telephone, he dialed as quickly as he could the number of Red Riding Hood. "Hello," she said. "Who's speaking? Who?" "Oh, hello, Piggy. How do you do?" Pig cried, "I need your help, Miss Hood. Oh, help me, please. Do you think you could?" "I'll try, of course," Miss Hood replied. "What's on your mind?" "A wolf," Pig cried. "I know you've dealt with wolves before, and now I've got one up my door." "My darling Pig," she said, "my sweet, that's something really up my street. I've just begun to wash my hair, but when it's dry, I'll be right there." A short while later, through the wood came striding brave Miss Riding Hood. The wolf stood there, his eyes ablaze and yellowish like mayonnaise. His teeth were sharp, his gums were raw, and spit was dripping from his jaw. Once more the maiden's eyelid flickers. She draws the pistol from her knickers. Once more she hits the vital spot and kills him with a single shot. Pig, peeping through the window, stood and yelled, "Well done, Miss Riding Hood." Ah, Piglet, you must never trust young ladies from the upper crust. For now, Miss Riding Hood, one notes, not only has 2 wolfskin coats, but when she goes from place to place, she has a pigskin travelling case. Ah.
Why is it best to think of 2020 like a panto? Because eventually it's behind you.
Why isn't Father Christmas allowed down city chimneys anymore? Because of his carbon footprint.
How do you play Dominic Cummings' Monopoly? Ignore the rules, move anywhere on the board you like, and never go to jail. Boom, boom.
You hear that production was down at Santa's workshop? Many of his workers have had to isolate.
What's green, covered in tinsel, and goes ribbit, ribbit, and mistletoe?
Why did nobody bid for Rudolph or Blitzen on eBay? Because they were too dear.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me
12,
drummers drumming,
11,
pipers piping,
10,
lords are leaping,
9,
ladies dancing,
8,
maids are milking,
7,
swans are swimming,
6,
geese are laying
5,
golden rings,
4,
calling birds,
3,
French hens,
2,
turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Couldn't Mary and Joseph join in their work conference call? Because there was no Zoom at the inn.
What do you get when you cross a snowman with Dracula? Frostbite.
Do Santa's little helpers learn at school? The alphabet.
What do the Trumps do for Christmas dinner? They put on a super spread.
Why did Mary and Joseph have to travel to Bethlehem? Because they couldn't book a home delivery.
Why don't Santa's reindeer have to isolate? They have herd immunity.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled in snug in their beds, with visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the lustre of midday to objects below. When what to my wonder eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my hand and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it circled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down of a thistle. I heard him exclaim, as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
How does Santa keep track of all the places he's visited? He keeps a logbook.
Right, so what did Mrs. Claus say to Santa Claus when she looked out of the window? It looks like reindeer.
Who delivers presents to baby sharks? Santa Claus.
How do snowmen get around? They ride an icicle.
What do you call a snowman with a six-pack? An abdominal snowman.
How did the bauble know she was addicted to Christmas? She'd been hooked on Christmas trees all her life.
Christmas in the Trenches by John McCutcheon. My name is Francis Tolliver. I come from Liverpool. 2 years ago the war was waiting for me after school. To Belgium and to Flanders, to Germany to here, I fought for king and country I love dear. 'Twas Christmas in the trenches where the frost so bitter hung. The frozen fields of France were still, no Christmas song was sung. Our families back in England were toasting us that day, their brave and glorious lads, so far away. I was lying with my messmate on the cold and rocky ground, when across the lines of battle came a most peculiar sound. Says I, now listen up me boys, each soldier strained to hear, as one young German voice sang out so clear. He's singing bloody well, you know, my partner says to me. Soon, one by one, each German voice joined in harmony. The cannons rested silent, the gas clouds rolled no more, as Christmas brought us respite from the war. As soon as they were finished, and a reverent pause was spent, God rest ye merry gentlemen, struck up some lads from Kent. The next they sang was Stille Nacht, 'tis silent night, says I, and in two tongues one song filled up that sky. There's someone coming toward us, the frontline sentry cried. All sights were fixed on one lone figure trudging from their side. His truce flag, like a Christmas star, shone on that plain so bright, as he, bravely, strode unarmed into the night. Soon one by one on either side walked into no man's land. With neither gun nor bayonet we met there hand to hand. We shared some secret brandy and we wished each other well, and in a flare-lit soccer game we gave them hell. We traded chocolates, cigarettes and photographs from home, these sons and fathers far away from families of their own. Young Sanders played his squeeze box and they had a violin, this curious and unlikely band of men. Soon daylight stole upon us and France was France once more. With sad farewells we each prepared to settle back to war. But the question haunted every heart that lived that wondrous night. Whose family have I fixed within my sights? 'Twas Christmas in the trenches where the frost so bitter hung. The frozen fields of France were warmed, the songs of peace were sung. for the walls they'd kept between us to exact the work of war had been crumbled and were gone for evermore. My name is Francis Tolliver, in Liverpool I dwell. Each Christmas comes since World War One, I've learned its lessons well. That the ones who call the shots won't be among the dead and lame, and on each end of the rifle, we are all the same.
What is Dominic Cummings' favourite Christmas song? Driving Home for Christmas.
What did the cheese say in the mirror? Hello, me!
What do you call an elf wearing earmuffs? Anything you want because he can't hear you.
Why didn't Mary and Joseph buy a donkey from Tesco? Because they wanted it from Lidl. Little donkey, little donkey.
Why do you never see Santa at the hospital? Because he has private elf care.
What do snowmen wear on their heads? Ice caps!
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Merry Christmas, Longdean.